What's up, everybody? It is your girl Sassy, and this is Conversations with Sassy and Ace. I'm your girl Sassy.
Ace in the building. Y'all know who it is.
Y'all know who it is. So listen, this is our first show, and we're about to get started. We want to talk about things that are going on in the social media world.
Mm-hmm. A whole bunch of...
We can say whatever we want.
Okay, a whole bunch of bullshit.
It's a whole bunch of bullshit. It's a whole bunch of bullshit. Ace and I have conversations all the time about the things that are going viral, and people are just saying things for clickbait. And when we see what's going on with social media regarding relationships, we see that all of these quote unquote podcasts, and we're doing a podcast as well. All of these podcasts, hosts and hostesses are out here, as Ace said, trying to be Dr. Phil with zero credentials. And what we're going to do is just give commentary on it. We're not trying to give you advice. We're not trying to tell you how to keep people in your life or attract people in your life. We just want you to have good common sense.
Common sense. Because I saw a quote, sense ain't common, or good sense ain't common, or something like that.
It's not.
But yeah, it's crazy out in these streets. So these internet streets.
These internet streets. So let's go with the first one that, kind of went viral. Since this is our inaugural show, we can go back in time a little bit. Let's talk about the chick that went on a first date and how everybody labeled her as a pick Misha. And if you don't know what a pick Misha is, Misha, of course, is an African American abbreviation of a person's name that could be Aisha, Maisha, whatever. And a pick-me is a woman or a man, basically, but they really ascribe it to women, as individuals that are on social media that are like pick-mishas. Like if a man says women ain't shit, then she's capping for it and co-signing for it, co-signing it and whatnot. So this lady goes on a first date. She's really excited to meet the guy. They've had really great conversation online. They're going to have their first meetup. And she decided to get him something that he liked, which is appropriate because as we are taping this episode, the two of us are smoking cigars. So she decided to go to her dad, ask her dad, he likes cigars. I don't know anything about him. What should I do? Dad went to his humidor, got her 2 cigars. She went and took the cigars, wrapped them in brown paper, put some twine on it. She made it look really, really nice, really presentable with his favorite cognac. And that's what she was going to present to him on a first date. And the first thing, the peanut gallery, and the peanut gallery that will be social media, the people in social media, the first thing they did was tear her down.
Crazy.
Why are you doing that? You don't even know him. You might not even like him. It's just a first date. Sis, you doing too much. Here's another pick Misha. What are your thoughts on that? Because I thought for a first date is very thoughtful.
Well, look, I can understand how the peanut gallery could, be like, girl, you doing too much, this and that, because as they said, when you have a first date, you really don't know how you're going to click with that person.
That's true.
How that chemistry is going to be.
True.
I mean, everything could be fine and dandy on the phone,
True.
but you're not looking at each other in the face either.
True.
So once you get in the presence of that person, then you could really know, well, okay, I'm feeling this person or not.
Right.
But on the flip side of that, I think it was very thoughtful. Now, if someone did that for me, I'd be like, oh, wow, I'm going to have to put a plus 10 in her category. You understand?
Exactly.
Because she was so thoughtful and thought about, oh, he likes cigars, he liked this, and she took the time out to actually present something dope to me. That would make me feel like king of the world at that point. You feel me?
I think I'm the type of person, and everybody's not like Sassy, but I'm the type of person, one of my love languages to show that I really like somebody is buying things for them, is giving them gifts, right?
Okay.
I don't see anything wrong with what she did. They called me a pick Misha.
Really?
When I said, yeah, because I didn't see anything wrong with what she did. Like you, I thought it was extremely thoughtful.
Yeah.
But the women was like, she's doing too much. What if he don't get anything? I don't give people stuff to get stuff back. I'm not giving it for that purpose. Because if you're giving it for that person, it's not genuinely given to that person.
Facts.
So
Facts.
why would I expect anything? But people don't do that anymore. Women aren't, women, they want to be courted, but they don't know what courting means, and they don't know how to court. They don't know how to court. I remember when
Well, hold on, before you go on.
Okay.
When you say courting, see, probably a lot of the people out in the social media realm are thinking he's the man, so he should be doing that. Because, back in the days, that's what courting was. A man would come to the woman and offer her things and offer her gifts and take her out,
Right.
shower her with this and that. You know what I'm saying? But in 2024, in 2020s, the 2010s,
The 2000s.
the 2000s, in Ace's opinion, I think it should go both ways.
I believe it should go both ways, especially now, because we're not traditional like our parents
Exactly.
were. So you have to kind of change with the times as you do that. I don't see anything wrong, because when I hear courting, you court each other. It's not just him giving you gifts. It's you also showing appreciation and showing gifts. I've heard women, tell me that they would never pay for a date. Absolutely, they would never. If he's asking me out, and I get it, if he asks me out, then the onus really is on him.
Yeah,
Right.
of course.
But if you're in the process of getting to know each other, and say you're 3 months in, right?
Mm-hmm.
In 3 months, you can't pick up a tab in 3 months. In 3 months, you can't show this man, I like you. And it's the little things. It's not big gifts like, in Victor watches or, name brand things. It's little things that they like. And those cigars didn't cost her anything. We don't know what it cost her father, but it didn't cost her anything. It showed him that she was thinking of him.
Facts. So that's why, like you said, it's the little things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, because I've met women, been out with women who feel exactly that. You taking me out, you paying. You doing this, we paying, you paying. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And shit, I'm not no like metrosexual type dude. I'm pretty masculine.
Yes.
But I still like to be winding down too.
They don't want to do that though. They don't see, everybody's looking, what am I gonna get out of it? If I go out and wine and dine this guy, and this is what the women were basically saying. If she's doing all of that, what if it don't work? Well, she didn't lose anything. She didn't lose anything by giving him cigars, other than the fact, in my opinion, he actually lost if it didn't work out, because you lost a thoughtful individual.
Not only that, her pop smoked cigars and probably had some dope ass cigars, and they could have been sitting in the lounge chilling somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So he could have been missing out a whole lot. But I digress. But I just feel like the mindset of the women in this new generation is just wild, man. I don't know, and I think it's rubbing off on all generations.
So the Gen Y, because really it's these young people. It's the people that we see on these podcasts are really in their late 20s, early 30s. I actually wonder how many of them have ever had healthy relationships, because everything they discuss is toxic. Who pays for the first date? How many podcasts have we seen? How many clips have we seen on that one topic? Who pays for the first date? Why is that a question?
I don't even know.
Why is that a question?
That's goofy as hell to me. And one was, remember the one, I'm not spending no more than $40.
Yes.
I'm like, nigga, just stay your ass home. What you doing for $40 these days?
Well, you also have the fact, and we saw like a clip, that clip you had showed me on YouTube, where, oh God, I lost my train of thought. But
Which clip?
You showed me the clip on YouTube with the girl, it was $40, and she was mad that it was only $40 or something like that. Like,
Yo, I've seen so many clips.
yeah, I can't remember. But let's take an experience I had where I went out on a date with a guy and he didn't have $40. You know, and this was years ago, but he didn't have $40.
Well, he should have stayed his ass home.
He should have stayed home. If you don't have $40, and we were at TGI Fridays, y'all.
Oh.
If you don't have $40 for TGI Fridays,
Stay your ass home.
stay home. Stay home.
Stay home.
So I don't get it. I don't understand it. And social media has really made us think that we really and truly don't need each other. When I truly believe that people need each other.
What do you mean?
I think that really and truly, I don't think that we were all put on this earth to walk alone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that everybody has somebody that's out there specifically for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we have so many, and it's so baked in the cake. And I want to actually say the black community is so baked in the cake for us not to get along. I'm not going to do for him. I'm not going to do for her. She might not like me. She only want me for my money. You know what I'm saying? And it's the people that you pick. People are going on. And it's sad when you get, you're 50, and I get everybody likes somebody that's, you know, amazingly attractive. But as you get older, attraction fades. It should be other things that you look for in an individual. It should be other things that you look for. Are they stable in their job? You know what I'm saying? Can they maintain the lifestyle that they have for themselves? Mm-hmm. And it's like, and women, you're not going to like what I'm about to say. Uh-oh. It's almost as if, and I get in arguments with my girlfriends about this all the time, mm-hmm. because they have a different mindset. But it's almost as if women want to be paid to date men. Mm. What are your thoughts on that?
Yo, that makes a lot of, look, it makes a lot of sense. I just seen a video the other day. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying, I don't know how many of these videos are real and how many of them are staged.
True. Clickbait. It's clickbait. What's going to be the most controversial thing that I'm wondering if we're on the same page. The girl talking about you can't date a bus driver, a man that works at the post office, a plumber, electrician. You can't date these types of men because these types of men don't make X number of dollars. And I'm saying to myself, do you know how much plumbers make? Sure. Do you know how much electricians make?
You know how much bus drivers make?
Do you know how much bus drivers make? Do you know how much truck drivers make?
Yeah.
You know, even men that drive the postal truck make a decent living.
Yeah.
And they have benefits. Mm. They come with pension plans.
The B word.
They come with pension plans. And as you get older, those are the things that you start to think about as you get older. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that these younger women think about that. There was another one. I think I sent it to you. It was a video of a man who's 53 years old. And he was talking about how it's hard for him to date. They mentioned where he lived, and I wasn't familiar with the area. But he was saying it's hard to date in this area. Plus, he wants a woman that's at least 15 years younger than him.
Dummy.
But he wants a woman of substance. And I'm not saying a woman 15 years younger than him isn't a woman of substance. But a woman that's 15 years younger than you.
At 53, nigga? Come on.
A woman is looking at you now as like a sugar daddy.
Exactly.
And do you have that? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's a trade-off. It's you know, fair exchange, no robbery.
Yeah. But, no, the video I was talking about, those are all, I think that video was real. When she was talking about the bus drivers.
That was real because she was very passionate as she was talking.
Yeah. But I was talking about, I seen one where the girl was mad because for the first date, he wanted to go to Starbucks.
Oh, I saw that.
And she started filming it because she mad and then call him all cheap. Oh, he cheap. He ain't going to spend on. He was like, yo, this is our first date. What you want? Ruth Chris? I'm trying to still get to know you.
And I don't think, see, that's where the process is missing. There's a process to dating.
Yeah.
And you say yeah, like, yeah, it's common sense. It's common sense, but common ain't common, right? But you look at it from the mindset of a grown, mature individual who knows that there's a process to this. And if you're meeting people online, and nowadays 80% of people are meeting online in some social media platform, they're sliding in your DMs, they're sliding in your inbox, they're sending you little Snapchats and TikToks and everything. So you're meeting people online. So now you're going to meet face to face for the first time. Just because the conversation is good online and you may have had a couple of phone calls, which is we're going to talk about in a minute, which is another lost art. Just because you're doing that doesn't mean that when you meet each other in person, that's going to translate. I've had that happen so many times.
As I said
where the
earlier,
conversation was amazing.
Didn't I say that earlier?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
The conversation was amazing. And I met them at Panera Bread. And when we met, it was like, it didn't translate. It didn't translate. And it wasn't on him. It wasn't on me. I'm not mad at him. I don't know if he got mad at me, but I just told him, you know what? You're probably going to be really good for somebody. I just don't think that you and I have that connection. And it took me years to be able to tell a man that. You know, and nowadays you have to be careful. You have daughters. So women have to kind of be careful nowadays because these egos of these men are so fragile that you might get spit on, slapped, or, you know, I'm always called that you need to go hit the gym online if I mention something. There's always some man, if they're not posting a comment and replying to me about going to the gym, they're going in my inbox telling me that I should be lucky if anybody is trying to talk to me. You know? So they always find something physical to pick out when my argument is flawless, you know, to what the bullshit that they're trying to put out there. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, look, I'm going to tell you like this. When you talk, like you said, well, first of all, let me say this. The art of conversation has been lost, period. I think majority, I think you call it a
textuationship.
A textuationship.
Yep.
Is probably 80% of what people got going on nowadays. They don't even talk on the phone anymore.
You can't date me through a text.
Hey, but that's what they doing though.
That's what is being allowed to be done. Women need to really cut it off. But the pandemic, and I always take it back to that, the pandemic really exposed how many people are truly alone. Because you couldn't, you know, the social distance. And even family members. You got elders in your family. You got people that may have a pre-existing condition. I got people that, you know, are cancer survivors. And you can't be around those individuals. So it kind of put you in a box of like, damn, I'm in here and I'm by myself and I'm truly alone. So now somebody slides in your inbox and you have these conversations. But it never moves from the inbox.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's never a phone conversation. So you can't get to know me. And I'll give you a perfect example. This guy in my inbox said he needed a vacation. I said, yeah, I need one too. He said, well, where are we going? And I'm like, like, where are we going? We're not going.
Italy? You taking me?
We're not going anywhere. I started to say wherever you go, but no, because all of the conversation
was in text.
So you're just a person in my inbox. I have no feelings for you one way or the other, but we have people who catch feelings over through text. An inbox. And I can tell you anything over text, but I want to hear you say it. Tell me. And that's what you're not getting.
Right.
You're not getting that.
Right. So if you do have these conversations, and like you said, it translates to, let's meet.
It should be at a coffee shop, the park, and this is me. The coffee shop.
Oh, no, this is not me. This should be anybody.
Well,
hey.
Okay.
A says it should be everybody. Everybody should be doing something simple.
But
on a first meeting.
But you have so many, and ladies, again, you're gonna hate me for this, but we got our elder women telling us if he ain't spending this, if he ain't doing this, He got to get your hair done. He got to get your nails done. He got to get your feet done. He should be helping you pay your bills. And I'm saying to myself, when you met him, what were you doing before you met him? Who was paying for your hair, your nails, your feet? Who was helping you with your bills? Nobody. If he wants to, that's different. But you're making it an obligation that he has to. If you want to get to know this is what I need. You need to do this, that, and the other. And that's a transactional relationship.
And you know what? A lot of times that don't go well in the favor of the woman.
No.
Because guess what? Oh, really? That's what I gotta do your nails and your hair just to take you. All right, next, swipe right, swipe
left.
right,
No.
swipe left,
Swipe left.
right,
Whatever.
whatever.
Left is wrong, right is right.
All right,
Okay.
I just keep swiping then.
You just keep swiping. But see, you don't know this until you really get to, maybe you actually had that conversation. She ain't putting that in her dating profile.
Oh, of course
she
not.
ain't putting that in the little text that she telling you.
Of course not.
But once you get to know her, you like, and I think that's what people don't understand is like, once I get to know you, like women, I gotta sleep with him by the third date, that third date rule, or the fifth date rule. If you gone out with a man between 3 to 5 times, between 3 and 5, the cheeks getting clapped. And that is baked again. It's kind of like the cultural conditioning of women and men in the dating realm is that if it's 3 to 5, you have to have sex at some point. And I may not like you after I give it to you. I may not like you as I get to talk to you and get to know you, your morals and your values and even your politics. And I need to know those things. And then I hear women say, I don't want to talk on the phone. Don't call me all the time. That text me, no. I want to talk to you.
Well, I mean, you don't gotta talk all the time. Just at least have a conversation.
At least have a conversation. But they're not having conversations. And you have said many times, I've watched your lives, and you've always said that communication is lost, and people don't know how to have conversations.
Yeah, the art of communication is definitely lost. Cause like even, but hold before I talk about that, that just seems so. I don't know. That don't set right with me. Oh, I gotta have sex with somebody between these that. I feel like it should be a natural occurrence.
Exactly.
Because when you set parameters like that between 3 and 5, then it seems like to me that I gotta make this happen. I gotta make it happen, and it's not natural.
It's not.
So I think even with that, what's his name, the Steve Harvey thing, the 90 days,
The 90-day rule.
Like all that. Look, man, all that. If you want to have sex with somebody on the first time,
Or the 10th time.
or the 10th time, or the 5th time, let that shit happen naturally. I don't think you should be trying to force it between 3 and 5. Because to me, that seems like that's not going to go well anyway.
As a woman, right? Again, the cultural conditioning is only whores sleep on the first date. Only loose women sleep on the first date. Only promiscuous women sleep on the first date. And then you have these stories. Wait, I see it forming. But you have these women who have these stories about a guy they really like the chemistry. I have a story. The chemistry is there. You meet the chemistry, the stars, the moon align, and you sleep with them. That man automatically thinks that I do that with everybody. He has said that to my face. Well, you slept with me on the first date because I like your dumb ass. There was chemistry there. That's not something I go around doing.
Wow, he said that to you?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
What the fuck?
Yes, he did. And he kind of
God.
he threw it in my face. So you have women facing that. You don't watch the dating shows that I watch on TV. You can see that. You can see women are like, do I kiss him? We just met. Like, I'll take the Bachelor. These women meet this guy the first day, and then you see them maybe 20 minutes later, they're kissing. The chemistry is there. I'm not looking at that woman strange, but how everybody doesn't think like I do. You got a lot of conservative prudes out here, these Puritans who only are perverts behind closed doors.
But hold on. I gotta address that, and I'm gonna address the men. For a dude to say that to you is so fucking hypocritical. So hypocritical. I don't think that we should be judging women. Period. Because they're human just like we are.
Yeah.
So if that dude you slept with on the first time acting all high and mighty now, talking about, oh, you do that with everybody, then why the fuck did he do it with you then? Do you do it with everybody then?
Right.
Stop being hypocritical with this bullshit. You know, we human. Men like to have sex, women like to have sex. So stop trying to be like, if a woman out here with, I seen a thing where the lady had 3 husbands or 3. She was in a what do you call it?
She was a polyamory.
Polyamory.
Oh, but she had more than 3. She had like 15 different people that she was fooling with, and she had drew like a little string chart. Was that the one?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I know what you're talking about though.
She had drew a string chart, and I saw it, and I went to the comments. And men, she for the streets. She don't need to be with nobody. And I'm like, every woman isn't into polyamory. I'm not one of those women, but it worked for her.
Right.
Let it work for her.
Yeah,
and I think what got people tripped up was that she was taking the HIV prevention med.
Yeah.
And she said that. She said, I take my whatever it is. And and people was like, oh man, she for the street, she got this, she got that. I'm like, people don't read, people don't listen, people don't know what this medicine is for. I didn't know what it's for. Yes. But a Google search will tell you that it's an HIV prevention, not an HIV treatment medication. Right. It's a prevention medication. And who's to say, just because she's taking that she's not using some form of protection? Maybe not with all of them. Yeah. Because I know in polyamory, you're fluid bonded with some and not with others. So we don't know what the dynamic was, but she seemed extremely happy. And if she met a man and told a man that, and he didn't want to deal with her, he has the right to say, no, that's not for me.
Right. And the thing that kills me the most, all these, I know I'm about to piss some people off with this one. All these fake ass Christians out here. For all y'all fake ass Christians, the Bible says, judge not lest ye be judged. And all y'all all we do is judge. Judge. Stop it. Let people be who they gonna be, man.
And I think to that point is that we don't meet and accept people for who they are. We accept people for who we want them to be.
Facts.
You know, and in our minds, we built this person up, and it's like they're just human. They're just human. And I think that again, women get caught up because as I was saying, anything that men do will go viral. And don't let him be a good-looking man. He can speak the dumbest bullshit, and women will co-sign it because he's a good-looking dude. He ain't even checking for you. You know? And even these beautiful baddies, they have body and not personality. Some with personalities don't have body. How many baddies do they see that actually have a brain and is a thoughtful individual and, you know what I'm saying, is mature and is humble?
Right.
And it's not about, oh, you should be happy that I'm with you because I look like this.
Exactly. Not for Ace. But look, I know we all over the place. You know,
it's the inaugural show. We can do this. We talking about social media. Yeah. We're talking about social media. Do you think social media has really been like it's a blessing and a curse, the bane of our existence? But do you think when it comes to relationships, for people who really want to be in a relationship, do you think it has helped or hurt?
With all these big ass Dr. Phils out here, I think it's hurting. Because one person will say this, one person will say that, and then you like, yo, hold up, then another person saying this over here. Stop listening to all these people out here preaching all this wildness, man. You do what's best for you and in your relationship. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit here. I see these dudes talking about what a woman or
A real woman.
what a real woman is going don't want from a man and this and that. Nigga, how you know? That might work for you. That ain't gonna work for everybody. Or you hear these women out here. All right, if he ain't making 7 figures and got a Lamborghini and that, bitch, what you bringing to the table though? You know what I'm saying? Come on, stop it.
Perfect segue to the next thing. With these non-traditional men and women, you always hear men asking what women bring to the table. Always. You don't hear other races of men asking what their women bring to the table. Black men, what are you bringing? What are you bringing to the table? Why should I date you? Why should I invest my time in you? Why should I get to know you? What are you bringing to the table? And yet, in the same breath, we'll talk about how a woman always talking about how she's educated, has a good job, has her own, and it's a problem. So it's a no-win situation for black women. We can't have too much. We can't have too little. But I see a whole lot of 6-figure men dealing with women that's sitting at the bus stop with nothing, paying $20 a month in rent. But a woman who owns her own, for whatever reason, that causes you to step your game up. And women, I'm not going to leave you out of this, because y'all say you want that until you meet a man with that, and it makes you have to step your game up. And that puts you on your heels, because now it's like, oh shit, oh he's for real.
Right.
He about his business. Mm-hmm. So now what do? I can't charm and laugh and bat my eyes and smile and flirt with him out of whatever situation to make him like me. How do we get over this hump?
Hey.
I'm not asking for a solution tonight, but I'm just saying,
no.
How do we? And that is one of the goals. But you guys know I do have my own show, Situations with Sassy. But that's one of the questions that I ask, and it's always being asked about it. But I'm just trying to bridge the gap of communication, and it's hard. It's really hard. I'm a talker. I want to talk to you. You know. Everybody doesn't want to talk. Everybody doesn't have questions. And I don't want to know what was the last book you read, or what's your favorite color, what's your zodiac, and what your education is. I want to know character questions.
Yeah, well, that brings me back to what I was going to say earlier about the whole dating apps. These dating apps. What the hell? If you swipe right on somebody, or swipe left, whatever it is.
If you swipe left, you're not having any communications. It's a no.
Oh, okay.
Swipe right is a yes.
All right, so if you swiping right and y'all get together, have a conversation. And I'm not talking, when you're texting back and forth at first, because you don't really want people to have your number.
Right.
But have a conversation. Not no yes, no. Yes.
Yeah, I don't engage in those conversations. I don't. I stop those conversations.
Right. If I can't get no feedback from you, then what's the point?
I feel like, but to me, that's a red flag, and it's a precursor to let you know that, one, this person isn't a communicator, and two, they're not really interested. Yes, one word answers, they're not really interested.
But then that makes no sense to me. Then why you swipe right?
And some people need the validation. I saw a meme, they need validation.
Oh.
And there was this thing that I saw online, and it said, you got these women on these social media influencers, and are these women half naked on social media and still single? So what are you doing it for? What are you doing it for? You still showing your ass, and they still think you for the streets. You don't show your ass, and they still think you for the streets. So is it a win for women? It's
first of all, that's another thing with social media. Why is even being a social influencer a job? I saw the most idiotic thing in my life. This lady quit her job. Did you see this?
Oh,
She quit her job and went to where?
She moved from Florida to Texas.
Yeah, to be a social media influencer. But
and now she's homeless
with kids.
With 7 kids.
She has 7 kids?
She got like 5 or 7. I know she got a rack of kids. Homeless. And to be a social media influencer, and then no offense. But when I looked at it, I was like,
girl, please.
What were you influencing?
Girl, please.
And it wasn't the fact that, because I follow amazing plus size influencers. Amazing plus size influencers. But her hair wasn't done. I mean, nothing about this woman said influencer. And I'm not one to kill anybody's dream. That's her dream. She could, in the next 10 years, actually be an influencer, but she didn't think it out before she uprooted her family without a plan.
Well, I'll kill her dream. Hey, move back to Florida. Get your job back. Stop playing.
Yeah. Maybe she didn't have people that she could talk to. Maybe people encouraged her.
Who would encourage you to quit your job with 5 kids, move somewhere where it's not no definite? And matter of fact, let's be real, most of these social media influencers ain't getting no real money anyway.
Well, some of them are.
What did I say?
Yeah, most of them.
You
said most. You said most.
Okay.
But yeah, so she just didn't, I don't know, she didn't think it out. And that's the other thing. That's oh God, we could go for hours talking about this topic just from social media. The submissive question that men have for women. Are you submissive? And when women think about submissive, even some men, when they think about submissive, it's like, you got to ask him, can you get your hair done? You got to ask him this. No. Submissive to me means that I trust him to lead us in the right direction. So if he has a plan, and I can see that he is making strides and checking off goals, I'm following him without question.
Right.
But if he fucking up, I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
and we have women. As a matter of fact, I have a friend, and I don't know whether or not they're gonna listen to this, but the job that he has, he said, as a matter of fact, he said him and his wife was laughing about it. But the job that he has, this person called in. They're 50 years old. They don't know how to read and write, but they're married.
What?
And I said, wait a minute. How did he have, maybe his conversation was amazing. But at what point in that relationship, lady, did you not know your man couldn't read and write?
And why
is he marking an X? How did he sign the marriage license?
And why you ain't doing nothing about it?
That's another question.
You want him dumb, huh?
That maybe. Maybe.
That ain't love.
But again, and you've heard me say this a million times. And I've been this woman. We at times, and I'm a woman, so I'm only speaking for women. I can't speak on men. You're a man. I want your take on it. But we at times get so caught up in our loneliness that we compromise our true values and principles.
Facts.
And I've been that woman. For some reason, though, I don't think Ace has been that man.
Nope.
Where, and that's it. Do you believe some men out here are lonely?
Oh, look, I believe men and women are lonely. And that brings us to another, we did a live one. And, will your loneliness cause you to what's the word I want to use? Cause you to devalue yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Because I see it a lot.
Yes.
People put themselves in these relationships just to say, oh, I got a man. Oh, I got a girl. But being treated like shit.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Wouldn't you rather be lonely than be treated like shit?
No, because I'm not being touched. You got to think about it. You're not.
You touch yourself.
No, people need to be touched. And
you
can touch yourself, but it's nothing like the touch of another person. And there is actually something, I cannot think of the name of it, but there's a clinical term. It's almost like touch deprivation, which is what people experienced during the pandemic because they didn't get a hug. It's not even sexual. It is interaction with another human being within your space. It's getting touched. It's getting a hug.
That's wild.
That's wild for you.
Yeah, I can't even see it. I can't see it. I can't see, lowering my value. Lowering my values is just to say I got a girl.
But she's crazy. Bad, fat to death.
Man, I could get that without devaluing myself. You feel me?
It just so happened you like her.
Well,
and you don't realize that you're
no.
You don't realize that you devalued yourself.
No, you know when you ain't being treated right. Stop it.
That's true.
You know, but you just we ignore the red flags.
We ignore the red flags. We ignore the red flags until we can't. We ignore the red flags. I was in a relationship. I'm all about holidays and birthdays. They weren't. Mm-hmm. I pretended like it was okay. Mm-hmm. I devalued myself.
Why though? He my man though. That man don't fuck with you like that though. Because if he did, guess what?
He would have celebrated.
You.
He would have celebrated me. Yep. But again, these are things that I've learned over time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
These are the things that I've learned over time.
Well, if anybody listening to this is in a situation where you have devalued yourself, get the fuck up out of that thing, man. Stop it. You worth more than that.
Do they realize it though? So you have there is no way you can be sitting here and tell me that you in a relationship and know that it's toxic and know that you ain't being treated right. You know. But I don't.
You can't sit here and tell me you can't.
But I don't. I don't want to start over. I don't want to have to get to know somebody else. It's a process. And I've heard. Listen, I've heard so many women. Mm-hmm. So many women are done. They're done. They don't want to date. They don't want to get to know someone. They don't want to start the process. I don't like sitting across the table from somebody different either. But I'm willing to continue to trust the process because I know eventually there'll be somebody that would click. You know what I mean? So I don't want to have to keep doing that either. But I'm not going to say like, I'm done. I'm done with bullshit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm done with that.
Okay.
But no. It's a process. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And I talk to a lot of women and they really want to be in a relationship. But again, it's almost like they're waiting for that shoe to drop. They're waiting for that shoe to drop. Mm. Like he's got to do something. It's too good to be true. He can't really be this nice. Does he really like me like that? Mm. And because you're comparing him to all the bullshit that you used to deal with, is this a genuine individual? You don't recognize it because you've never had it and you never seen it and you never felt it with somebody. So that genuineness comes off as fake, comes off as them like pretending when you're not even giving that individual a chance.
Right.
You're not.
Right.
But damn, we almost running out of time. I think
we can talk about social media forever.
We went just a tad bit over. So listen, this was Conversations with Sassy and Ace. Ace, you have any last words you want to say to our audience?
Yeah. Just remember, common sense ain't common. So take a minute and think about things before you react. And if you hear something, think about it and say, does that make sense? If not, keep it moving. If it does, okay. And on that note, get you some Cigar Recon. CigarRecon.com, baby. Y'all know what it is.
Y'all know what it is. They say, what is it? Get you some.
Get you some.
Get you some. So yeah, I'm your girl Sassy. Remember to check me out. I'm moving my show. I will still be on Spotify on a different network. Details to come. But I want to thank you guys for checking us out. And you're going to hear from Sassy and Ace again. Peace.
Peace.